MMA Roadshow, the gold standard in regional MMA news. We travel the highways and byways of MMA, bringing you the most in-depth coverage of MMA action. With blogs, photos, videos, specials, and real-time updates from events, we are in the know and on the go, bringing it to you blow by blow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MMA Roadshow.
Hello, everybody. This is Rick Peel. I'm coming to you from the MMA Roadshow. Earlier today, we shot some video from the Mississippi Welcome Center. We want to encourage you to go check on that. Click on Facebook, click on our YouTube channel, and check that out. Right now, we just got through with the weigh-ins. Dynamite Dave sitting next to me hosted the weigh-ins and emceed the weigh-ins and talked about all the fighters on the fight card. We told everybody to go to our Facebook page earlier today and like the fight card. Make sure you go back and check that out. Right now, I got Dynamite Dave. He's going to talk to you briefly about what the fans can expect tomorrow from Atlas Fights Atlas 17.
Well, the one thing, Rick, that the fans can always expect to get from Atlas Fights, that's the best in mixed martial arts. That's what we bring to the table. There's nothing more exciting right now than MMA, and nobody does MMA like Atlas. Rick, we've got an outstanding card coming up this weekend. Tomorrow night, 13 top to bottom. We've got 2 female fights. We've got 4 professional fights. 2 of those professionals very well-rounded, making their professional debut. One of those being Brock Weaver from Port City MMA. The other being Mr. Rudy Flores, trains right here at Dixon's Dungeon out of Biloxi.
All right. Tell me a little bit about what you know about Brock.
Brock's a well-rounded fighter, but he loves to stay on the feet. Brock is a striker. He has very, very good boxing technique, but he is versed on the ground. He can practice and roll a little jiu-jitsu, like the fighters like to call it, the jits. He's got the jits. But, yeah, Brock has hands of stone. He's a very aggressive striker, and I guess he's got a little bit of a mean streak when he's in the cage because he does like to push the action. He's one of those guys who's going to come at you.
He's not to finish the fight.
Exactly. He's going to come at you full steam, really. And like I say, he loves to depend on his hands. Okay. A really exciting fighter to watch.
And this is he's taking on Ben Westmoreland.
Ben Westmoreland, a little bit more of a well-rounded. Ben Westmoreland's not quite on Brock's level as far as just straight-out striking, the sweet science, if you will, boxing. But Ben is a great all-around fighter, can get himself out of tight spots really easily. And if you make a mistake, Ben is the type he will capitalize, and it can cost you your night real fast.
Okay, and who's the other pro fight?
The other pro fight, Jonathan Cox, is going to be taking on Rudy Flores. Okay. Jonathan, a Mobile City police officer, trains at Port City MMA, training partner of Brock Weaver. Jonathan, great little fighter. A lot of people don't give him credit because he doesn't have that big hulking physique. I mean, he's a bantamweight, 135, but outstanding young man. And he's going to be taking on the psycho Rudy Flores. Okay. Rudy Flores trains here at the world-famous Dixon's Dungeon. Rudy is a very, very hard-nosed fighter. He's had some real wars here for us at Atlas. Had a trifecta with Petey Gardner. They win a rubber match. Great match of those guys. We matched them up 3 different times, and they didn't disappoint either one. They went 1-1, and then Rudy got the overall 2-1. He got the rubber match win. So, yeah, that, in my eyes, that could be the fight of the night right there, the Jonathan Cox and Rudy Flores. But, of course, we've got that big main event, Rick.
Well, before we get to the main event, let's talk about the 2 girl fights. Everybody's been talking about Atlas bringing in 2 big, great girl fights.
One of those fights, we're actually going to install our first ever. It will be the Atlas Fight Atomweight Championship, and that's going to be between little scrappy Delaney Owen and the mini pit Mickey Rogers. Delaney Owen trains with Highlander MMA, and when they call her little scrappy, it's for a reason. I'll tell you what, man, this is like one of those little ankle biter chihuahuas from the ankles. That she is phenomenal. She goes at her opponents and just unleashes a barrage of kicks and punches like nothing I've ever seen. And I think it's a great matchup because on the flip side, Mickey Rogers is so similar. They're very, very aggressive. They love to punch. These girls are exciting, man. I mean, with the guys, sometimes you'll see a little more technique in the beginning. With these 2, it's just run out there, meet, swing, and see what happens from there. So trust me, if you have never seen a female MMA fight, this is definitely the one you'd want to take on your first drive.
I think the crowd loves the female fight. I think that's one of the things that they're shocked to see, but when they come out and they fall in love with it. You know, who's the other girl fight?
The other girl fight, we have Steffi Obsilendar and she is taking on Brianna Smith. Steffi has honed her craft in the boxing ring. She's been boxing for quite some time, got a couple of boxing matches under her belt. This will be her MMA debut, but she trains at LA Boxing out of Baton Rouge. Really, really great gym, and I think if anybody can have her prepared for a first time in the MMA cage, it's the guys at LA Boxing. So just because she comes from a pure boxing background doesn't mean she's not going to be ready for the cage.
Okay. Now, we're getting down to the end here. We're talking about the main event and the co-main event. We saw our Ultimate Fighter here not long ago, and now he's back in the cage with Atlas again. What can the fans expect to see in this fight?
Well, you could always expect a lot. You can expect fireworks when the superstar takes the cage. As you know, Charlie Rader, season 13, the Ultimate Fighter, Team Brock Lesnar, made it to the house, great fighter. Charlie got down last time. He took a fight at 170. I felt like myself 170 was a little too small. Charlie's a big man. Charlie's 6'1", 6'2". He's got a big, broad frame. At 170, I just don't think he was tapping his true potential. Now he'll be fighting at 185. He wears 185 very, very well. I think this is in a good comfort zone for Charlie. So this is going to be a great matchup. But he's taken on a phenomenal fighter, guy that's been around for quite some time, originally from Africa. He hails in Atlanta right now, and that's Pat Mandio. Okay. Pat Mandio, phenomenal athlete, and to look at him, he's very deceptive as a 185, as a middleweight. You can honestly think, hey, that's a light heavyweight, a heavyweight. He's a very muscular, large build frame. So I think from a grappling, a power aspect, I think he's definitely going to have the power advantage on Charlie. But as far as the jiu-jitsu skills go, Charlie is a longer arms and legs. Leverage comes in there. And I've got to give the striking edge to Charlie as well. Okay. Charlie definitely has more experience in the cage than Pat. He definitely has more fights than Pat.
It'll be a stand-up fight?
Yeah, I think it can definitely be a stand-up fight, but again, I think Charlie's got a little bit better with the hands, so I can see Pat maybe trying to take it to the ground and use that power to his advantage. He knows he's probably a little stronger than Charlie, so you want to try to exploit your opponent's weakness, so why not take it to the ground, take him out of his comfort zone? So I could definitely see it going down, but either way, it's going to be one heck of a fight.
In our co-main event, we have Cody Phillips versus John LeBlanc. Tell me a little bit about them.
This is going to be a really good fight. John LeBlanc, he's old coon ass from down in Houma, Louisiana, eating the crawdads. But he trains down there at Team Loaded. A lot of great fighters have come from down there in the Bayou, believe it or not, coming out of Houma. And he's going to be taking on... That's right, Cody Phillips. The cowboy Cody Phillips trains at Capital MMA, and we know everything that comes out of Capital is top-notch. He's a little bit of a contradiction, I guess. He's cowboy, loves to wear his cowboy hat. Country is a turnip green, but he is phenomenal in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is a great practitioner of this skill set that has become the base of just about all MMA. You've got to know some jiu-jitsu to be successful in here. Cody is very, very well-rounded as well. He can strike, he can bang, throws really, really good kicks. But Brazilian jiu-jitsu is definitely his high point. That's going to be a great fight to see because on the flip side, LeBlanc's a little bit more of the wild, let's beat and bang. You mess up, I'll take a swing at you. Whereas Cody's more of a scientific. He's going to come at you with a skill set. He's going to try to apply the jiu-jitsu. Exactly.
Technique. All right, folks. I want to thank y'all for following us on Facebook. I'm Rick Peel. I've got the man on the mic right here with me. You heard it directly from him. He's telling you everything you ever wanted to know about what's going on tomorrow night. Y'all make sure you get out here to the IP Casino. Come early. I think the gates open at 7.
Gates open at 7. Cage starts to rock at 8.
Cage starts to rock at 8. You heard it from him. So be the first in line. Get out here to Atlas Fights, Atlas 17. We'll see you down the road. Stay tuned for more from Rick Peel, MMA Roadshow. Thank you.